Okay, so if you haven't already, you need to take your shell holder out and put in the priming arm. Now, you really need to watch the previous video where I talked about setting up these dies. That's basically the stage I'm at now. So the turret's set up ready to be loaded, and obviously I've got my primer dispenser here ready to go with the primers all set up in it. So I'm just going to clip this onto the front here, like so. Okay, so we've got the charge master, drop my powder charge, which happens to be 18.5 grains. Check your load manual first. Don't assume that what I'm loading is going to be safe in your firearm. So, alright. So, just taking my time, bring the case up into the resizing die. Remember, in carbide you require no lubrication. Bring it back just a little bit like that, I find is best. That drops the primer into the priming arm down here. Set the primer into the case while the turret rotates. Bring it up to the Lee powder through expanding die, which will put the flare on the case and lock it into the funnel ready to accept the powder charge. Drop in your powder charge, drop it down. You'll notice an abrupt little hit as you come back out. That's to make sure the powder is all shaken out. Take your projectile, sit it in the case mouth, up into your seating die. Seat it firmly till the ram hits the stocks. Bring it back down and bring it up for final post size and crimp. And you have one very, very nice 44 Magnum. Other things to check is that the primer is flush or slightly depressed below the rim of the case. This stops anything weird happening, particularly in a tubular magazine where you have two cases butting up against each other like this. This is why hollow points are good, because the hollow point, generally speaking, is larger than the actual primer, so they are not actually depressing on each other. That's a big danger with tube fed magazines. You don't want sharp points unless they're the Hornady flex tips. So you can go as quickly or as slowly as you like. As you can see here, it's pretty quick to produce a completed round. The trick with the whole process is just keeping a clear head and concentrating on what you're doing. It's not fully automatic and it's not foolproof. There is still a definite possibility of making mistakes, and that's the most important thing in reloading, is concentrating on what you're doing and making sure you don't make silly little mistakes that ultimately could end in disaster. So that's things like double checking your powder charge, making sure you actually did put a primer in the case. Although that won't end badly, it might be enough to ruin your range trip. So as you can see, when you get experience with this, particularly if you have an automatic powder dispenser instead of a funnel, you can get really quick at this. And once you've got that process down, Lee reckons about 250 rounds an hour, and I'd say I'd probably get close to that on a good day.